Hey guys, I'm Jackie. I have a recent volunteer with Bella, and also when I'm not here, I'm doing research on fentanyl test strips. So these are great. They're pretty cheap. They're like $1. A lot of organizations in Rhode Island are starting to give them out. And what they do is they let you know if your drug has fentanyl in it or not. And they're pretty effective, like 98, 99% correct. Though we always tell people that if you get a negative test strip, you should still use caution. But I'm going to walk through how to use them. So they work really similarly to like if anyone's ever used like an at-home pregnancy test or anything like that. But essentially, you open the package and you see, a little strip that looks like this. And then what you can do is you can either put like water, like if you have like an empty baggie or something with residue, you can just put water in that. You can test, let's just say you've like already drawn out your syringe, you can put some water in your cooker that you've already used. Or if you're using a prescription pill, a lot of those in Rhode Island that you're getting are pressed and they look really good, but they might be pressed with fentanyl, so you can either like break off a small piece of that, dissolve it in water. And then you take the side, it's hard to see here, but there's little triangles. And you stick that in the water for like a few seconds, lay it out to dry, and you'll see either 1 line or 2 line. Now it's backwards from like other pregnancy tests. 2 lines means that there's like maybe no fentanyl in it, and 1 line means that there's definitely fentanyl in it. But as we said, because like there are constantly new fentanyl strands that are coming out, it doesn't pick up all of them. But lab testing is showing that they're pretty good and they're pretty effective at identifying fentanyl. So I know that we have a bunch here that we have for people to take if they want them, distribute them to other people. Yeah?
Anecdotally, we've vetted this pretty thoroughly across the country. We have yet to find an analog of fentanyl that doesn't apply.
Yeah.
Just FYI. Right.
We just never want to say that they're 100% effective because you never know what could happen. But what's great is they're really cheap in Rhode Island. They've now been covered under legislation. You're not going to be prosecuted for like drug paraphernalia. And so a lot of different places are starting to hand them out. Like I know ACOS does, AIDS Care Ocean State, AIDS Project Rhode Island, like a lot of the organizations around here are handing them out. And you can also, if you're looking to buy them in a bulk order, you can actually order them from Canada, from DTNX, the company, and they're really happy to work with you. I know I was at a conference for harm reduction this past fall, and people were saying that like even if you don't have a fixed address for your harm reduction agency, they'll still ship them to you. And as if they're about $1 a strip. Anyone have any questions? Great. Yes.
How long are they good for?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it says on the package. Yeah, 2 years. So this is 2019. I have no idea if they're good once they expire. Like some medications you can still use, but they're less effective. So I would go by the date. But yeah, it's right there.
So I know it works for all substances. Does it work for marijuana?
So I would think that you could use marijuana residue in the same way. Either put a little bit of your leaf, or like if your marijuana came in a bag and there's residue in there, you could try it. I still don't think that there's too many. I haven't heard of any overdoses happening because of fentanyl-laced marijuana, and I do a lot of overdose surveillance, but maybe it does happen.
I can speak a little bit to the science behind that. And one of the key important features with testing anything is you want to make sure that you break it down to its finest state. So if you're trying to test marijuana, grind it up in a grinder, get it really fine, and make sure that you have a lot of surface contact across your substance because of chocolate chip cooking, right? So even in pills, when a pill is pressed, fentanyl will tend to bind to itself. And so you want to make sure that anything you're testing, that you're breaking it down first, vigorous contact across your substance, and then test. An important caveat, MDMA actually requires a significant amount more water because the lower the concentration, the more accurate the test result, because it has been shown to trigger some false positives in higher concentrations. So less of the drug is actually significantly better.
And it's important to know that the thing is that like as you mentioned, there's this like chocolate chip cookie effect where they're different like hot spots within the bag. And so, it's just things to look out for because a lot of this is like kitchen table chemistry that people are doing, and it's not like it's fully mixed throughout, and it takes like a grain of sand of fentanyl to potentially label. So unless anyone else has any questions, I'm going to turn this back over to Bella. But yeah, cool, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.